I hope you're having a great day and I hope you had a great weekend. Well, today I've spoken about this several times, but I want to keep on emphasizing on the fact that there is a connection between anxiety, stress, and your gut. Today, when you look around currently, most people have issues that stem from their gut. Most children have issues that stem from their gut. So whether it's stomach pain, whether it's acidity, indigestion, bloating, excessive flatulence, constipation, diarrhea, IBS, Crohn's, all of these problems are common. It was unheard of about 15 to 20 years ago, but today we have more of it. What's increased parallelly is not just bad eating habits and bad lifestyle, but anxiety levels. Now, most people would immediately say, that's my nature, I will get anxious. Well, if it's your nature, you got to learn how to start changing it, because your nature is now creating health problems with you. Most people, when it comes to stress, say, oh, isn't stress a part of everyone's life? Yeah, isn't drugs available in every city across the world? It doesn't mean you do it and it doesn't mean you accept it, but you start looking at things that can reduce your stress and reduce your anxiety. It is so important for us, especially parents with children. Children can pick up energies of parents. So if a child senses that you're worried, a child will start worrying. If a child senses you're angry, they feel fear immediately. So when parents are anxious around their children at the time of their examinations, admissions, and all of these problems, what the parents are doing is basically transferring anxiety to children. And the moment a child gets anxious like a result, they start having problems with their gut. So most parents out there will understand sometimes your child wakes up in the morning and they don't want to go to school and they complain of stomach pain. And most parents think that the child is fooling them. But the pain that they have is real. It's in their gut because they have some fear of going to school. It results in a gut pain and they tell you that they have a stomach pain and they don't want to go to school. Adults as well, whenever you're fearful, you will first feel the pain in your abdominal area, in your gut area, because it works very simple. When you're stressed or when you have anxiety, your cortisol levels go up, your adrenaline goes up. This signifies, it's a hormone that signifies for your blood pressure to go up, your blood sugar levels to go up. So now your body is in a state of stress. When it's in a state of stress, it cannot sleep, it cannot rest, it cannot digest food, and it starts storing any food that you have or that you're eating under stress as fat. That's how the human body works. So no matter what you're doing, when you are in a stressful mode or an anxious mode, this is the way that your body will behave. It behaves with physiology, biology, and chemistry. No matter what you do, no matter how healthy your food choices are, if you are eating food when you're stressed, you are storing most of it as fat, and you are also increasing your blood sugar levels and your blood pressure. So coming back to the connection, we need to understand that anxiety is real, and we live in a world today where we are constantly anxious about things. But what we also have to realize about anxiety is that no amount of worry and no amount of anxiety has ever solved a problem. It is unnecessary energy that gets channeled into something which is not even real. Worrying usually happens when we want to be in control of something. We want to be in control of everything around us. So we're obviously worried because we understand at the end of the day that we are not in control of everything. We are not in control over the decisions that our teenagers may make. We're not in control over the decisions that our bosses may make. We are not in control at how the stock markets may go. We're not in control on what our partners may say, or we live in this expectation that people have to say the things we want to hear or do the things that we want them to do. So when we live in this constant anxiety mode, expecting things to be the way we want it to be. And the sooner we realize that we are not in control, we then begin to realize that anxiety is actually useless. The easiest thing to do about anxiety is to say, oh, it's my nature. Well, if it's your nature, change it. If it's your nature to do drugs, you will change it as well. If it's your nature to be angry, you will change it as well. We don't just accept it, because when we accept it too easily, that means we're not going to do anything or take any action to repair it. But all I can tell you is that your gut is so important to you. Today, when you think about your immune system, you think about your brain health as well. You think about your skin, your hair. You can spend all the money that you want in the world on creams and hair pills and all of these things. But if you have poor gut health, nothing is going to work. Your gut controls almost every single function and every hormone. It regulates every hormone in the human body. So if you have a poor gut, you have poor health. So it makes so much of sense to understand. We've spoken about foods that can improve the gut, but today I'm talking about anxiety. No matter how healthy your prebiotics are, your probiotics are, every time you get anxious, you are inflaming your gut. you are creating inflammation in your gut. So people with IBS will realize this. The moment they're anxious, they want to run to the loo. They want to run to the loo and pass a motion, or they have the urge to pass a motion. They may not pass it because you're anxious, gut inflammation, sensitive gut, you feel like passing a motion immediately. So we need to understand, especially parents, there is no point creating anxiety for children anymore today because you are harming their gut, and in turn you are harming their immune system. So if you're anxious, you and your wife sort it out, not in their presence. Because if you are sorting it out in their presence, they are going to pick up the energy, and children will perceive anxiety as fear. Because children want to feel security, and they look at parents for security. They want to feel love and attention at the same time. If anything of that is threatened, they feel fearful immediately. So if you're anxious about something, don't do it. Don't discuss it in front of your kids, because they will pick up the energy like this. And that's how you can also build gut health. We have so many children who come to us with their parents, and the only thing that needs to change is the amount of anxiety that they have at home. And you'll see this. You'll see parents' guts going for a toss, and the kids at the time of their examinations. Yes, we all understand that examinations and grades are important, but we also need to understand that the health of your child is equally important, and it can be done in a better way. Like I said, anxiety is not going to help your child get better grades, but channeling that energy into support, nurturing them, being there for them, in a positive way. So if there's anxiety, there's an energy that fuels it. We want to take that energy away from anxiety and move it into nurturing, into positivity, into being there for them, into love, attention, and so many other things. It's just taking energy from here and putting it somewhere there. So now if you're anxious and you've understood the connection between poor gut health, I have so many people who eat healthy diets, but they have gut problems. And the problem is no longer with their diet. They have fantastic lifestyles. The only thing that they need to change is their anxiety. So here are a couple of things that you can do if you're an over-anxious person. Number one is accepting the fact that anxiety does not solve problems. Worrying and anxiety will not solve any problem for you. Number two is to realize and affirm that we are not in control of anything but the present moment. So worrying about the future, worrying about the past is not going to create anything of value for us right now. If you're worried about the future, what are you worried about? If it's finances, take the energy and put it into building your finances. Worrying about it isn't going to increase your bank balance account. You're worried about a relationship, finding a partner. Putting the energy in worrying is not going to get you the partner, or is not going to improve your relationship. But taking the energy and trying to move it into why I don't have a partner yet, what should I be doing to get a partner, what should I be doing to improve my relationships? Energy transfer, that's what's going to work. So here are a couple of things that you can do if you're an anxious person. Number one, like I said, affirm that you are not in control. Two, worrying and anxiety doesn't solve any problem. Number three, sleep. The more sleep deprived you are, you will take a small problem the next day and make it into a big problem, because you don't have the energy, you don't have the rejuvenation that you get from a good night's sleep. So sleep is very important for anxious people. Number two, exercise. If you're sedentary, your anxiety levels are going to go up. So you want to make sure that you exercise every day for at least 30 to 45 minutes, or you do yoga and pranayama. Three is your food. Your food plays a huge role in anxiety. Consider this. I have a bar of chocolate right now, or I have a sugary snack. I get a rush and I get a feel-good kick for about 10 minutes. And then my sugar levels fall and I get into a slump, which means I'm going from a high to a low, and now I want to maintain the high, so I get into a cycle of anxiety over and over again. So your diet is extremely important. Your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts, your seeds, your legumes, balanced, wholesome food that nature's given us. It's as simple as that. Caffeine and alcohol. If you're an anxious person, you want to cut down on the caffeine, because the caffeine also boosts and makes your kidneys produce more adrenaline and more cortisol, which are your stress hormones. So especially if you're stressed out, caffeine and alcohol isn't going to help you. Move to an herbal infusion, move to green teas, move to infusions and stuff like that, but you want to cut down your caffeine and alcohol, especially if you are anxious. Deep breathing is one of my favorites, because when you deep breathe for even 6 to 8 deep breaths, slow inhales and slow exhales, you can immediately trick the body into believing that everything is okay, and your cortisol levels automatically come down. So you're going through an anxiety attack, you're going through a panic attack, you're anxious right now about something. Okay, all you need to do is center yourself, sit with your back straight, deep inhales, deep exhales. Center yourself, reconnect with yourself, and let your cortisol levels come back down again. Meditation, fantastic. And the more you do meditation, the more you realize that we're not in control of anything. Meditation is not about finding peace. Meditation is about getting us to that level where we can look inside and understand, why do I worry about these things? It doesn't make any sense. And usually worry and anxiety comes because we have egos and prides and we want to control everything. So meditation will actually help you fix the problem at a root cause level. Prayer. For those of you who are religious or spiritual and you pray, every religion teaches you to pray with faith and belief and then surrender. So when we do that, our job is not to worry. Our job is to pray with faith and belief that our prayer will be answered and then surrender it. But most people pray and they worry. So you're trying to do God's job. The idea is pray the right way. Follow your religious path the right way. Once you pray with faith and belief, you shouldn't have to worry about anything because you surrender what you've prayed for. So make sure that you don't make prayer and religion into a fad and you do it the right way. And the final point is take some time out. If you're an anxious person, every day take about 15 to 20 minutes, go for a walk, preferably in nature, time out from everything where you can just be with yourself in silence. These are the little things that can help you if you're an over anxious person. But the whole point is to understand that if we want good gut health, anxiety could be the easiest thing that destroys it. More than junk food, more than sugar, more than poor lifestyle, anxiety is the easiest way to create inflammation in your gut. Until next time, have a great day, everyone. Eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.